What's up? What's up? What's up? I hope all of you are doing well. I know all of you are doing well now that you have graced this channel. Before I get started, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that little notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So, yes, you guys, I wanted to talk to you today about why I am gender first and race second. Now, I know this is probably going to be a bit controversial, and people are going to be like, well, why would you say that you are about your gender first and race second? Like, what does that mean? Like, it's obvious, you are a melanated woman, so why would you want to do that? Or what are you ashamed? You one of those type of people? You're a coon? You one of those who are trying to deny your race and all this and that? No, it's none of that. It's none of that. Actually, it has really nothing to do with that. um, this is based on the laws that govern this universe. You see, there is no law of race, but there is a law of gender. The very first law that governs this universe is all is mental. Then there is the law of correspondence, the law of vibration, the law of rhythm, the law of polarity, the law of cause and effect, and the last law is the law of gender. Now, there is masculine and feminine in everything. And because the world that we live in and the laws that govern this universe is not based on race, it is a man-made construct. And it is unfortunate that someone would look at me and will still, even though I consider myself feminine and I act upon the principles of my femininity based on the law of gender, unfortunately, there are going to be people who are going to look at me, look at my skin color, and judge me based on that. And, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. However, whomever looks at me and judges me based upon the color of my skin, first of all, is not someone that I should be associated with. And that is a person who is on a very low vibration anyways, you know, and it is what it is. But whoever that is cannot stop me from achieving what I want to achieve in this life anyways, because I don't base my life on man-made law. Uh, that's just me personally. But I want to talk about my experience. And this is just my experience. When I was out there on the forefront and I was one of them sisters who had my fist up in the air, and everything that happened to us, as a collective, I was very vocal. I was very, very, very militant, in my speech and things like that. And towards the end, I I I had to take a hard look at myself and say, I'm out here fighting for the cause, but what is the real effect of me fighting for the cause? And I realized that me fighting for the cause forced me to martyr my femininity. I was not allowed to be feminine. I was not allowed to be soft because being soft is not something that, unfortunately, uh, especially in a lot of these, you know, Black power, Black community, Black conscious groups, it's very hard for women to be soft. They want you gotta be strong. Our ancestors were strong. They were, they went through this and they went through that. They had to be strong. So, you don't have time to be weak. And not to say soft is weak, but soft is very feminine. Receptivity is very feminine. And I just didn't find comfort in it anymore, where I had to martyr my femininity, where, you know, I was forced to kind of have to accept being, you know, um, by myself, and being alone without provision or protection. It was very difficult. It was a very difficult life for me, living in that way. And this is not to say that everybody who goes through that, has that experience as Black women. It just, in the end, I knew that my mission in life was a bit bigger than just being based solely around um, that sort of mentality. So as I began, on my alchemical journey and studying myself, I realized that, you know, my sacral chakra, my womb, I was totally cut off. I was so worried about the things that my ancestors went through and the rapes that my ancestors went through, being raped by slave masters. And I was so angry about that. I never really sat down to deal with my own rapes that I had gone through, not by slave masters, but by men who had my complexion. So I really had to come to grips with myself as an individual, and realize that it was difficult for me to be on a collective mindset, because I just think differently anyways. This is just outside of anything else. This is outside of my trauma. But I just thought differently. I was always on a different wave. I just wanted to feel like I was a part of something. You know, in healing all of the trauma that I had gone through with my womb, being raped, being beat, being, brutalized, all by men who had my complexion. When I was able to open up my womb and get in really in tune with my subconscious mind through my womb, I was able to connect to my mother's womb, to my mother's womb, to my mother's womb. I was able to connect to my whole lineage. And when I became one with the wombs that came before me, I found more power inside of my femininity than I ever did finding power in Blackness, in race. This is just my experience. When I began to heal myself, I was able to heal the wounds of every woman who came before me, those who didn't have the voice to do it while they were living on this earth. I was able to use my womb as a channel for the healing of my whole lineage of women. That is power. That is power in femininity. All of the wisdom. And I want you to keep in mind that knowledge is very masculine, but wisdom is very feminine. The wisdom of the wombs that I come from, I was able to find and connect with that wisdom. Beauty secrets by connecting to my womb, connecting to my femininity, youthfulness, love, receptivity, passiveness, softness, delicacies, being like a flower. I found all of that. And to me, that is the most powerful thing that I could have. That is where my power came from. My power came through me being feminine. And I enjoy it. I love it. I I don't and refuse to live any other way than being soft and in my feminine essence. There is no denying my melanin. I'm going to always have this complexion. I'm going to always be a melanated human being. When you see me standing in my feminine essence, there is no denying that power. And this is what I learned from my ancestors, my the women whose wombs have carried everyone from my mother up until, from my mother to me, and every one of the women, who is connected to this womb that I have now, and those who are going to come after me. Ever since I have connected to this energy, I've just found my life to be easier as a melanated woman. You know, I see a lot of women, with this, I don't need anybody, or, you know, I don't trust anyone. I got to get out here and do it on my own. That's really no way to live. You deserve provision. You deserve protection. But if you are not in alignment with that feminine energy that exudes that to where you can attract those things into your life, it's going to be very hard for you to get it. There's nothing wrong with being soft. Being soft is is a woman who is soft, and I'm not talking about a woman who is weak and naive. I'm saying soft as in being delicate in your speech, having a pleasant, being pleasant to be around. It makes people, especially men, want to fight and die for you as a woman. The power in femininity when you are a woman gives you that ultimate power. That is your ultimate power, your femininity. And unfortunately, we are still caught up in being strong, that we don't want to be feminine, or we don't feel like we can be feminine. And I want to challenge that. Ladies, yes, you can. You can be feminine. I used to think that. I used to feel like I had to be so hard up. So, I had to be out here, work, 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 do, do, do. No, you don't have to. Start healing your womb. Start connecting with your womb space. Start being inside of your body. How do you feel? Stop acting like you don't have feelings. How do you feel? Do you feel hurt? Deal with that hurt. Do you feel upset? Deal with that. Have you been raped? Have you been molested? Have you dealt with that? Have you dealt with the pain of your womb? Have you dealt with the beauty of your womb? Get in touch with your bodies, ladies. Get in touch with that softness, that femininity. Touch yourself. It's all right. Love yourself. Love every part of you. Love it. Be feminine. Be soft. Be dainty. Smile. It's all right. Hey, I'm a brown girl and I'm telling you, there's beauty in it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. It's been long enough. I hope this information was beneficial to all of you. I am going to love you and leave you for now, but I will be holding on to your love until the next video.